Hey guys, how's it going? It is me, Misamango, and I wanted to make a quick update video on my experience and tips on how to get around in Japan, because as you guys should have seen, that was mine and Christian's first time ever going to Japan. So before the trip, there were a lot of things that I was worried about, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna make this video because it'll help people out, because I feel like when I would watch other YouTubers, they wouldn't really answer the questions. They'd be like, I'm here, and I was like, and I remember before I went, I was freaking out, and I was like, oh my god, what if I get lost, this and that. So I figured this little video will be about the train system in Japan. So Christian and I made a video previous to this. It is getting the Suica card and a little bit into seeing getting on the trains and all that, so you can check that out over there. I will probably post this up together. Hang on, my Suica card fell. So the first thing that you should get is the Suica card. It is. And you basically get this, it's like a little tiny booth at the airport. You put a deposit of 500 yen, and this card is good for 10 years. And if you don't plan to come back in that time span, you return it, and they'll give you your deposit of 500 yen back. But since I want to go next year, I'm going to keep it. It's good for 10 years. Hello. Might as well. I think I still have 1,500 yen on this card still, so I can still get on the trains. So when you get off the airport, there's the airport station. This was oh shoot, it was Narita Airport. That's where it was, where we got it. And I got confused. We thought it was a JR card that we were supposed to get, and I was like, we need the card. She's like, you had to pay for that in your own country, and then you print out a receipt, and then you take it to them, and that's when they give you the JR card. But we just needed the Suica card, and that worked perfectly. Also, you can use the Suica card to pay for any vending machine drinks, and I believe at the airport they also use this, because you do put money in it, so they do take this as another form of payment. If you're worried about if you get lost, again, when we first arrived, we went to the wrong train station, because when you're there, it splits off differently. We went to the wrong one, and I was like, oh my god, I'm sorry, this is wrong. And they're like, oh, it's okay. And they gave me the refund. They put it back on my card. I'm pretty sure they're foreigners. It's okay. And then if you're shy, or if you're scared to ask directions, you shouldn't be, because the train people are super polite. And for example, we would be always going home to Nishikasai Station, so it'd be for example, in Japanese, it'd be Nishikasai eki wa doko desu ka? So then, where is Nishikasai Station? So then they'd be like, I'd ask in Japanese, and sometimes they'd respond in Japanese, or they'd be like, to the right. But no, that was right though. Or to the left. And I was like, okay, or they'd be like, up, down, you know, and then they're more than happy to help, and they'll help you as much as they can. It doesn't matter. So don't feel like a burden, or don't feel too shy to ask questions. They will help you out as best to their ability. Even asking local people, because again, at the airport, oh my god, we just didn't know how it went. At the airport, it was basically once we realized we went the wrong way, I asked this one guy, I was like, oh, sumimasen, and I asked him, and then this other guy joined in, he's like, yes, yes, go down, and I was like, oh my god, thank you so much, and they're like, haha, okay, have a nice day, and I was like, oh, people are so kind here. So don't worry, you'll be good. Just ask. It's better to be safe than sorry, honestly. When you get on the train, there's the obvious seats. I think they're on all the trains that I've noticed. There's obviously when you go in, normally to the back cart, when people can transfer through, there's these things called courtesy seats, and it's basically for the elderly, pregnant mothers, or mothers with children, little ones, that if you see them get on, it's expected of you to be polite and get up and give up your seat. I would advise, once you get there, it's in all the train stations at the airport, so you don't have to panic. Let me go get it. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, so I would suggest getting the Tokyo Metro Guide. It's the subway map, and this was the thing I always relied on, because aside from using Google Maps, when like the first few times, because before we got to Japan we looked up how to get to the airport, from the airport to our hotel, and in doing so I remember I wrote it down, and we were like trying to get on like one certain train, and it was like 2 different trains, but then when I looked at the map, I'm like, hey, like we like ran into one train, and I was like, wait a minute, if the train on the other side has the same name of where we need to go, it was like we were getting on, let me use for example. So if we were on the Ginza line, and then like 2 lines down, it was like Tozai, but then so we were like on Ginza, and then the other one across from us was Tozai, so I went to the guy and I was like, can I get on this one? And then I just showed him like how our like end place, and he's like, yeah, just get on this one, stay on this one until Nishikasai, and you're good. And we're like, oh my god. So we saved like FU like maybe like 300 yen, because we just got on one. I don't know why Google Maps suggested us to take like 3 different trains when we just needed like 2. And we're like we're like, okay. So yeah, so the train map, ooh, it all opened on me. It basically, this is like the most basic one, but this was showing like sightseeing, touristy places. I thought when I would first look at the map, well, also it was in kanji and everything, it like scared me, but then like once I was able to get this down by like the 2nd, 3rd day, and I was like, this is easy. I would still use Google Maps just to cross-reference, but after that, it was just like a piece of cake. So don't be afraid of the train station. Just look at the map and cross-reference it with Google Maps, and you're honestly set. And as I mentioned in the other video, so I would be writing down which station. So like if we were gonna go to the Meiji Shrine, from Nishikasai Station, Otemachi Station, and then we'd end at and then it's just, I would write down like all the stops that we needed, so in case if I was worried, I'd be like, it's gonna be roughly 14 minutes, 7 stops, and honestly like 30 minutes on that train goes by in a jiffy. So don't even stress about it. Don't stress too much about the trains. It's honestly like, once you get a hang of it, it's such a piece of cake. And I'm just like, this is awesome. Like, like just being on the train is like, this is the best thing ever. Another thing to know, at the train stations you are able to get free Wi-Fi, and it's like, I believe it's like for periods of like a whole 3 hour you have like free Wi-Fi. All you have to do is register with the website. You just put in your email, and then once you're there it comes on. See, we thought that it was on the train, but it's like, no, it's just at the station. So we'd like, every time we get off, we'd like rush to upload a picture on Snapchat or Instagram, because we're like, look at us here, you know. Another thing I would recommend, so before the trip, I was nervous about the trains, and what's great about the Tokyo Metro stations, like, is that you're able to get it in an app. It's a free app, and you don't need Wi-Fi to have this, to make this work. The only downside that I would assume, so like from Nishikasai to, let's just say, Akihabara, and then all you do is search, and it tells you it's gonna be 21 minutes, and you're only gonna do 1 transfer, and it's gonna cost you like 200 yen. The only downside for this one for me was that it wouldn't tell you how many stops it was, but when I didn't have like my notebook, or if I didn't have the map on me, this was the next best thing. If you don't want to carry the map, I would suggest downloading the Tokyo Metro app. It's free, it doesn't need Wi-Fi, and if you click on the sides, it gives you like sightseeing places. Or just another heads up is, in the morning time, like around like 8, 7, no, well maybe like 7 to 8, that's when the buses are jam-packed. We were packed, and I was like freaking out, and I was just like, oh my god. And you can see like the train people just holding it down, and or like making sure people don't like cross over and I'm just like, there's so many people, and it was like, that was like the only time I got squished. Other than that, train rides were like, were pretty open. If it was like majorly open, that's when we'd sit down. Other than that, we'd just be standing and just be like by the door holding on. It will tell you in Japanese and English the stations, so you don't have to worry of like, oh my god, what if I miss my stop? They have it written in Romaji, so you can just read, like, it'd be like Nishikasai station is next, and then it's like if you need a transfer to the toy line, get off here, and then it's like, alright. So they've made it fairly easy for foreigners. It's just gonna be like getting used to and taking the train, but I would advise it, and it's a wonderful experience. And taxis are expensive, and I recently found out that they know you're a foreigner if you try to open the door for yourself, because apparently the taxi doors are automatic. So imagine they charge you more. I don't know. I never took a taxi. All I took was a bus, a shuttle, and the trains every single day. So they advise you to not run, and I will repeat it again, don't run, because I remember we were on the train getting ready to leave, and you see like these foreigners like running to the train, and then the Japanese people were like, because it honestly takes like 5 minutes to wait for the next one, so there's no point in rushing. The next one's like 5 minutes later at the most, so just get on your phone, get on the Wi-Fi, and then you're just good. Alright guys, and I will see you next time for another video of travel tips from Japan. So if you have any questions or anything that you would like me to discuss, I will tell you from my personal experience and help you to the best of my ability. Other than that, I will see you next time. Bye! Sweet!